Well, countdown to Christmas continues, under 2 weeks, and I'm assuming there's gonna be plenty of a ski and snowboard along with apparel underneath the tree, because similar to what we saw with golf in the summer, hitting the slopes is gonna be popular this winter. So good to be back here at Corbetts in Oakville. Seeing our good pal Katie. Kates, air high five.
How are you? Thanks for coming.
I'm doing good. Okay. Has it already been crazy?
It has been definitely, we've seen an uptake in sales this year, similar to the summer.
Right.
I think a lot of people know they need to get gear early. And from the beginning, it's been busy.
Okay. So why is like skiing, snowboarding, spending time on the hill good during these crazy times?
Yeah, I think everyone's looking for an exit, right? Like, how do I get outside with my family, with my social bubble, and have a good time? And skiing allows that. So when you're on the hill, you have all of your protective gear on. So you have your buff
right
okay.
Here. So here, Luke, come on over here because we got some stuff laid out for me. So yeah, so I'm wearing a mask now, but when you're skiing or snowboarding, buff, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have a buff, which is a face covering. So all lift lines, chair lifts, and if you're on resort, this is mandatory.
So you have to be wearing this?
You have to be wearing that, or a mask, a face covering.
Okay. What's this?
And then that is a shower cap. This is how we try on COVID safety helmets for people to come into the store.
Things.
You can take it home with you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's yours.
How do I look?
So then you also have your helmet, which has your goggles, so your eyes are protected.
Are helmets mandatory at hills?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be
Not
wearing
all, but
most. You just advise that a helmet is a good thing, especially.
There's a few still old school skiers you'll see bombing the hills with no helmet.
But anybody starting out, right?
Yeah,
Any beginner should be wearing a helmet.
It's
okay,
safety.
So you got
your goggles. You got your face covered.
Loosen that up. There we go. Got the face covered.
You got your eyes covered.
Goggles coming down.
And then you have gloves.
Right. So you got the gloves too.
So you have all of the safety gear that you need for COVID.
Right.
So it's a great sport for the family, for your social bubble, to get out on the hill.
Okay, so what about, let's talk about the slopes. So is anything open yet?
Yeah, so I know everyone thinks that we're slow this year, but it's actually, this is the timing. We usually try and get Christmas in, so we're coming to that. So Horseshoe opened on Friday, and Mount St. Louis opened for pass holders.
What do people know, newbies, but also veterans to the hills? How are things going to be changing with the hills?
Again, everything's going to be different. We're all getting used to the new norm.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing with skiing and snowboarding is you're going to have to plan. You've never had to plan before. If it's a sunny day, you can go get a lift pass. So every resort has capacity limits. So that is going to change how you can buy lift tickets.
So you're going to have to call ahead and book a spot. Even if you have a pass, you're going to have to be calling ahead to book that spot.
Some pass holders, depending on the resort, you can go. They're allowing that because they've limited the passes. But it is going to limit the daily tickets. Okay. So you have to pre-plan. But another option is places like Blue Mountain and Horseshoe that have on-site accommodation, they do a stay and ride program. So if you book an accommodation, then you get your lift pass thrown in.
Okay. We're running out of time, but there's something with Horseshoe, because you guys have a relationship with Horseshoe, that there's a nice contest going on right now.
So I was actually at Horseshoe on the weekend when they opened, and it was awesome to get out on snow. My kids were so excited to get out on the snow, and I was talking to them about you guys coming here. Today, and they said, let's do a giveaway. So we are going to do a giveaway, 4 passes to Horseshoe, and Corbetts is going to top it up with a gift card.
Awesome.
So you have to go to our Instagram. The contest is going to be live now. It's Corbetts Snow. So go to our Instagram for the chance to win. All
right. Now we got to get the gear. I got the helmet. I got the gloves that are too small, so we'll get some bigger gloves. As there. But let's talk to Shawnee.
Yeah, we'll pull Sean in.
Who's a vet here to get me hooked up with some skis, with some snowboards, and just helping out beginners, right?
Yep.
And then if you do have skis or snowboards, you got to get all tuned up. So we'll do that here at Corbetts Ski and Snowboard. You can go online too. That's another option that's also pretty popular.
100%.
Come back to Corbetts on Morning Live. These boots are made for skiing. It's good to be back here at Corbetts in Oakville, getting all fitted up for the upcoming season. Back with my pal Sean. Hey Sean, how are you, buddy?
Great, Tim. How you doing, man?
Good to see you, dude.
Good to see you.
Okay, so busy. We talked to Katie about that last half hour. This is going to be the year, right?
This is going to be the year. We've seen a huge resurgence from a lot of customers that haven't really skied a lot the last couple of years. The last few years, they were cooped up all summer.
What do you call them?
We call them comebackers.
Comebackers.
They're coming back to the sport. So we welcome them with open arms. They've realized in the blink of an eye their stuff's 8, 10, 12 years old, and it's time for an update, to say the least.
First thing you're doing is not going to the ski wall or the snowboard wall. It's getting a pair of boots.
We always start with boots for the simple reason that the boot is the most important piece of sporting equipment you'll ever buy. Either the boot fits, is warm, is comfortable, or it's not. We want to always focus our attention and our budget on boots. That's the most important piece you're going to buy today.
Okay, how has tech changed with boots?
Night and day. I've been doing this a long time, and the boots have come a long way. If we look at this particular boot from Head, for example, it's got some graphene in the plastic. I won't bore you with what graphene is. I'll just tell you it's found on the periodic table of elements. It dramatically lightens the boot. If we also look at some of the tech they're calling out here with the form fit, all the boots now, or the majority of the boots, are heat moldable. They go in a special oven. They get nice and warm, fully customizable.
It's like skates.
It's like skates. Same technology, same thought. They've come a long way. They're much more comfortable now. They're warmer. They're easier to get into. They're easier to get out of. Anyone who's had a poor fitting boot in the past should come in and try some of the new stuff on. It's night and day.
Your online business is big. Can you be buying boots online?
You can. We always have the option for you to come and try them in the store, but we always recommend getting a little more personal attention and touch and having them fit in the store. You're going to enjoy the experience just a little more, okay?
So snowboarding boots. So you're going to start, if I'm a snowboarder or I want to get into snowboarding, you're starting with the boot?
We always start with boots. Again, much the snowboards, there's lots of great options. The boot either fits or it doesn't. We want to make sure we find you the best fitting boot for your foot shape. Look at some of the tech on this really cool Burton boot. It's got the BOA system, so we don't have to worry about all those laces anymore. We just spin, spin, spin. And then we've got a second BOA over the instep here to really lock the heel down. And again, it just doesn't get any easier.
You don't need to put like this type of boot in the oven, do you? Like
you can heat mold the liners just to sort of cheat the break-in process a little bit and soften things up and just make that first day a little more enjoyable.
Okay, you guys are open. Obviously, a limited number of people that can be in. Right?
We are offering appointments. We can do boot fitting by appointment. You can go on Corbetts.com to book your appointment. Depending on the level of your needs, we always say budget 45 minutes to an hour to get fit properly and go through the entire process.
Okay. Got the boots. Let's go to the ski wall. We'll take a break, go to the ski wall and get hooked up here at Corbetts in Oakville online. Big business there too that you can go and check out because all the products there as well. So I would definitely describe myself as a newbie when it comes to skiing. As you can tell by the way I'm walking in my boots. Back here at Corbetts in Oakville, my boy Sean, is there a way to do this looking cool?
Practice makes perfect, so
you just kind of get used to it?
You just kind of get used to it.
But it is, you go heel to toe.
You want to sort of you're going to find the sweet spot and it's just going to click one day.
Okay. So if you missed last half hour, Shawnee took us through, you want to get the boots first. Boots are the first things you go for. Okay?
Always.
So I got the boots, now onto the skis.
For sure. Tim, I mean, with the expected surge in skiers this year, we think the rental program is going to look very different. We're going to have to pre-book rentals. We're going to have to wait in line. So we've decided to sort of expand our more recreational offerings for the newer skiers, the comebackers, et cetera, so that you don't have to wait in line and you can spend more time skiing on the hill.
What would you put something like me in?
A new guy like you, we would talk about your frequency of skiing, your size, your weight, and where you're spending the majority of your time skiing. If it's going to be here locally in Collingwood, in Barrie, up at Glen Eden, we want to make sure we find you something that's got the right shape or profile.
Can you bring a couple out just to
Here'd be a terrific option for a newer guy like you, a hockey player who has some athletic ability but's newer to skiing. This is the Head V4. It's nice and light. It's very smooth. Far more performance than the rental store, much more convenient because it's yours and you own it, but still easy to use day one, but most importantly, something you can keep for a number of years, grow with, improve with, get better with, and not have to replace.
Okay, what about kids?
Kids, we've got a Halfback Program.
Okay, so what's that?
As anybody with kids knows, they keep growing and growing and growing. So with that in mind, we offer what's called a Halfback Program. Right over here, guys. If we can kind of just navigate through the stuff.
All little guys over here.
All the little guys over here.
So all in here, they got tons of. So if you got one of these, then if they outgrow them, then they can...
You come back and see us, we resize you. If the ski still works, we'll just replace the boot. If we need to replace the boot, we replace the boot. After 1 year of use, 50% back. After 2 years, 30%. So it's a great way to keep them in the right sizes, but allow them to grow and then change the product as needed.
Okay, we're running out of time, but quickly, this is kind of this is the snowboard area.
Snowboard helmets and goggles, a huge part of our business.
With skiing to snowboarding? Like,
we still see a lot more skiers than we do snowboarders, but the snowboarding side of the business is still big business for us. Okay. And we have a huge selection, as you can see.
Awesome. Let's take a break. We'll come back to Corbetts in Oakville, and once you get your board, you got to tune up your board, or you might be going down to the basement and that board's been sitting down there for a while. You need to tune that up.
A real special machine down in the basement. Can't wait for you to see it.
Welcome back to Corbetts in Oakville. We're kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit because we're down in the basement showing off their tuner-upper?
Yeah, absolutely. Winter stagger tuning machine.
That's the technical term, the tuner-upper?
You bet.
Great to be with David, General Manager here at Corbetts. You faring okay?
Oh, we're doing great. Having a lot of fun.
Well, it is going to be a fun season.
Absolutely,
right?
no question.
Before we get kind of into the store stuff, let's get into this. Is a pretty sexy looking,
pretty amazing machine,
right? Why is it important to get your skis tuned up? Specifically at the start of the season.
Yeah, a well-tuned ski turns and runs much more easily than an untuned ski. So if you get them done at least once a year, get the edges sharpened up, the base is ground, a good texture put on the base, really good coat of hot wax, it's going to be much, much more efficient for you to have a really, really great time.
Is it doing all of that in the machine?
What this is doing is it's grinding the side edges. That big blue stone is putting a really nice texture on the bottom of the base to make your ski run more efficiently. And then once that all gets done, we take it to another machine which will then do the waxing.
Right, and like Brian's over there just kind of working, doing it by hand. You'll do some stuff by the hand.
Yeah, he's doing some base repair. We still have to manually do base repair, fixing the scratches, touching up the bases. And then once he's finished all that stuff, then it goes in the machine for the final polishing, tuning, grinding, making it look all pretty with a really nice shiny coat of wax.
Term we've been using, comebackers.
Yes.
Right? Those people that are going down to the basement, finding the skis that were down there for 12 years, and saying, okay, this is the season to do it.
Yeah, I'm at home, I'm gonna go skiing. So you're gonna take your skis out of the basement, take it to your favorite ski shop. We're gonna have a look at it, let you know if the bindings are still considered safe by the manufacturer. That's a big problem with people that haven't used their equipment for 10 or 15 years. The bindings are just plain old out of date. They're not safe. Nobody that has insurance is going to work on your equipment. You're going to have to change them out.
Change out the bindings or the ski altogether?
You can change the bindings, but most cost effectively, it's to change the skis out. Oh. Skis are much easier to turn than they used to be. It's much, much less work. So we really don't recommend investing $200 to $300 to replace your bindings, have them installed, tune your ski up on a 15-year-old ski. It's just not worth it. Better that $200, put it towards getting something new and fresh.
Okay, you guys are humming right now. It's going to be humming all winter.
Busy,
busy. So tips for anybody wanting to come, because you can come to the store, you're open.
Yeah, absolutely,
right?
we're open. We take appointments. You can go on Corbetts.com, book an appointment. We do have room for walk-ups, but realize if you're coming in on the weekend, if you don't have an appointment, you're looking at 20 minutes to half an hour line up. Okay. If you've got a flexible schedule, you can somehow come in between basically 1 and 4, Monday to Friday, walk up. We'll be here. We'll be all ready to help you out.
Cool. Well, good luck and have fun.
We're going to have a great time.
It's going to be a fun winter. Thanks for showing this up. This is
no problem.
This is
pretty crazy,
cool.
isn't it?
Yeah, right on, man. Happy skiing, everybody, or snowboarding.